Hello everyone and welcome to another flight in Microsoft Flight Simulator. We are back at Nice Côte Zurich Airport today, and we are going to do a short hop over back into Zurich Airport. It is going to be a nice short flight, an hour 20 minutes or so. Today we are testing out the newly released Fenix Airbus A321. Now, full disclosure, I've done one flight on this aircraft just to try it out. And yeah, I think it's quite a nice aircraft. It's much longer than the A320 that we've been flying on the channel. But yeah, I've just tried to get used to the sensitivity a little bit on the stick. I think it's a bit too sensitive, but we'll see whether second time is going to be a charm. So yeah, there's our aircraft parked at our stand 46 Alpha at Nice Côte d'Azur. This is just a really nice airport. It is payware scenery, of course, but everything around it is all just modeled so good. The textures are fantastic. So yeah, really one of the best payware airports in Flight Simulator, in my opinion. Okay, there is our aircraft. Nana Swiss coming in to land over there. As you can see, we are flying the Swiss airline today. There's our aircraft, very long compared to the A320. But it is a nice, beautiful aircraft, isn't it? Airbus A321. I still have to do a flight with the Airbus A321, not A321, but with the A319, because they were released together. So stay tuned to see that flight. Okay, so let's hop into the cockpit and start preparing for our flight. Okay, here we are. So we are starting cold and dark. Let's go and switch her on. Batteries on, external power. Let's finish setting up the overhead panel. Crew oxygen on, ground control. Inertial navigation system align. Fuel pumps can come on as well. Okay, system self-test. So while we are there, we can start up our EFB and import our flight plan from SimBrief. We are simulating a different time of day, so 1337 Zulu right now. So let's see, 13:37 now. So let's see how much time will that give us. About 37 minutes. I think that is a bit much. Let's see, 22 minutes. Yeah, I think that should be fine. Okay, then let's have a quick look at the mass and balance page. 7,159 is a planned fuel today, together with 2,865 kilograms of cargo and 191 passengers. Okay, and with that we're going to load up a little bit of fuel, because it is quite busy today in Zurich, and we might get a hold or two, or even divert. So let's round it up to 7,400. I think that's a good number. So apply and load the aircraft using GSX.
Refueling truck is on its way.
Okay.
Please don't load aircraft until the fuel truck arrives and ask to do it.
That's all good. So let's quickly have a look at our operational flight plan over here. There we go. We are going to be Swiss 175 Delta today. It's going to be our call sign from Nice to Zurich. Cost index 43. Cruising altitude today, flight level 300 for 30,000 feet. That is rather high
Ordering
for quite a
vehicles
short
are on
flight,
their
but I
way.
guess we'll see whether we are going to reach that at all. Planned fuel, we've looked at that already. Block fuel, we made it just slightly more in order to just cater for any delays in arrival into Zurich. Okay, then let's look at
Fuel
our
tank is in
routing.
position.
We are going to take off from runway 04 left
Please don't load aircraft
via
until the fuel
the
truck
Air
arrives and
Mark
ask to
7
do it.
Charlie departure. And then for our arrival, we are going to be on the Doppel 2 Golf arrival for runway 28. Okay, I get the feeling that we're probably going to get runway 04 right, because I think that's the runway it use at the moment. I'm not sure why SimBrief chose 04 left. I thought I remember changing it to 04 right, but in any case that's fine. We'll get it from the controller anyway. Passengers, we had a look at 191 passengers, cargo 2.9 tons, gives us a payload of 18.1. We can then have a quick look at our weather briefing. Weather is quite nice today in Nice, 260 degrees, 5 knots. Very good visibility, some few clouds at flight level 100, scattered at 200, temperature 30, that is rather warm. So we're going to have to switch on the APU right away. And then QNH 1014. Zurich is also good, cavalcade conditions over there, wind is just 3 knots, variable direction of course, temperature 21, QNH 1019. Okay, that is all good. Nothing else really jumps out to me here. So let's just quickly switch on the APU, but before we do that, let's do some fire test. APU fire test, all good. Engine 1 fire test, also good. Engine 2 fire test, all good. Okay, so APU master switch. Wait a few, 3 seconds. APU start. Okay, so then let's import our flight information into the MCDU. There we go. AOC menu, flight init, request. And then there we go. So init request our route information, and then we can fill in the rest. So 175 Delta is our call sign today. Cost index we said is going to be 43, rather high one today. Flight level 300 is going to be our cruising altitude, and then we request some wind uplink. And that is pretty much it. There's our wind uplink received. So let's see, refueling is still ongoing, but that is fine. We said that we are going to load up 7.4 tons of fuel. Let's open up the preliminary load sheet. AOC menu, receive messages, load sheet. There we go. Zero fuel weight 67.3 tons, and then zero fuel weight center of gravity is 23.5. 23.5%. That gives us a takeoff weight of 74.5, more or less. That should be fine. We are only going to worry about it in the final load sheet in any case. Then contingency fuel is 0.7 tons of fuel. Alternate is 1.8, and then final reserve 1.0, supposed to be 1.2 actually. So final reserve 1.2. Minimum destination fuel on board is 3.1 or 3.0 rather. That is fine. Okay, I think that is all good. APU is available, so let's just start the APU bleed so that the passengers find the cabin nice and warm. Then let's have a look at the processes outside. Boarding hasn't started yet, but there should still be refueling going on. Catering service is probably done as well. Okay, there we go. Catering is done. Refueling is still ongoing. I don't know why we keep getting this connection lost. Probably Microsoft servers are glitching today, but that is fine. Okay, very quiet over here. There's another Airbus over there. So let's hop back into the cockpit and continue the flight preparations. Okay, so here we go. We have VATSIM ATC online today, so I think now is probably the time to have a look at the ATC information and then start requesting for our clearance already. So information Charlie is current. Expect RNP Alpha for the arrivals, and then for the departure is runway 04 right. SID is 7 Alpha. We filed a 7 Charlie. If you remember from our operational flight plan, let's see, I remember being a 7 Charlie. So we're gonna have to choose the 7 Alpha variant of that. So Irma 7 Alpha then. Irma 7 Alpha. That's what we're going to get. And then okay, so 7 Alpha and 7 Bravo as well. Let's see, 7 Bravo. Irma doesn't have a 7 Bravo, so maybe we get something completely different. Let's see if these guys have CPDLC as well, because that would make things easier. So we have got ground here right now. Let's see, welcome to, yeah, we do have PDC, so that is fine. Okay, we have information Charlie. Bed activity is reported in the area. Transition level 60 to 50 degrees, 5 knots, scav okay. Temperature 29, QNH 1014. Okay. So we are going to go with PDC clearance today. So AOC ATC. There we go. ATC request pre-departure clearance. We are at stand 46. Was it 46 Charlie? I believe 46 Alpha. So 46 Alpha is our stand today. We have information Charlie. And then Nice ground, Lima Foxtrot Mike November, and we just say hello in the free text, and then enter here, and we can just send that and wait for the response. Pre-departure clearance is received. Please stand by. Okay, no problem. Okay, transition level that we got was 6,000 feet. So there we set it. Oh, good. So what we are really going, definitely, oh, well, not definitely, preemptively, we can set that we're going to get 04 right on the IMRA 7 Charlie. Or Irma 7 Charlie rather. Of course it doesn't have 7 Bravo, so insert that. And then our arrival over into Zurich is most likely going to be on runway 28 because the runway in use over there. So ILS 28 via the we said that it's Dopil to Golf. Let's see, Dopil to Golf. Dopil to Golf, there it is. let's see how it goes. Plan. So let's see. There we go. We can possibly going to get a shortcut from ATC. And then the arrival goes up to G-pole. That is going to be rather interesting. That it only ends there. We are probably going to get radar vectors, but let's see if we say that we're going to go arrivals and we are going to go via G-pole. Let's see. Right now we only see, yeah, there we go. So if you say via G-pole, then it completes the flight plan all the way as it appears. Okay, we'll keep that for now, and then we're going to worry about it once we are close by. There we go. Passengers are boarding. Not passengers. Passengers are already done boarding. The cargo is being loaded. So very soon we will be able to leave this place. Okay.
Nice Côte D'Azur Airport information. Charlie recorded at 1900 UTC. Expect RNP Alpha then VPT Alpha runway 0 for left arrival runway 0 for left departure runway 0 for right departure 7 Alpha SEVENB runway condition code 666 dry Alpha 1 Bravo 1 Charlie 1 are holding points of an active runway. Bird activity reported. Transition level 60. Wind 250 degrees 5 knots. Cav OK. Temperature 29er. 2.18. QNH 1014. Confirm on first contact information Charlie. Received.
Okay, information Charlie is what we have looked at, so no change there. The radios are all set up. Speed LC, no response yet. It's fine, we can wait a little bit longer. If we don't get anything, then we're going to just ask our clearance by voice. So 0 fuel weight 67.3, that is still the same. 0 fuel weight center of gravity 23.5. That will give us a takeoff weight of 74.5. So same as what we have, so we'll accept that. Okay, so nothing received. So 121705 is online. I don't know. Let's see. We are going to insert our emergency procedures. We are definitely going to get runway 04 right, which is the departure runway today. So runway 04 right, that one has got a bearing of 043. So runway center line is extended. We're going to put this into plan. Runway center line is extended, then secondary flight plan, copy active, and then we will add a holding point that is 25 miles on runway track. We're going to call it 1 X-ray, and we're going to put it somewhere there. So that is based on the current runway at 043 is the heading and 25 miles out. So
French Baguette 98 Charlie Sierra, prêt à rouler.
Confirmé pour le roulage?
Je confirme pour le roulage, French Baguette 98 Charlie Sierra.
we're going to hold there.
French Baguette 98 Charlie Sierra, roulez Charlie, Charlie unité pour l'instant piste 04 go.
Charlie et Charlie unité 04.
There is the holding inserted, and then of course we are going to have to come back here, and that is going to be on runway 04 left. So you're gonna go ILS thank you 04 left at no star, and that should be it. That's our engine outset done. Now we haven't gotten a clearance by PDC yet, so we are going to have to ask for our clearance by voice. East ground, hello, Swiss 175 Delta at stand 46 Alpha, Type Airbus A321 with information Charlie, requesting Alpha clearance to Zurich.
Swiss 175 Delta, bonsoir, clear Zurich. Irma 7 Alpha, departure runway 04 right, climb initially flight level 130, squawk 1000.
Swiss 175 Delta, cleared to Zurich, runway 04 right, departure Irma 7 Alpha, initial climb, flight level 130, squawk 1000.
Swiss 175 Delta, read back correct.
Okay, so it looks like controller didn't get our PDC clearance, but that is fine. We have it by voice now. Squawk 1000 is set QNH 1014 Irma 7 Alpha. Actually, is what we got. So let's see. Departure now is Irma 7 Alpha. So Irma 7 Alpha, even though they said that Charlie and Bravo, was it Alpha and Bravo? I knew. Actually, let's see. We filed the Charlie one. Yeah, we filed the Charlie one. We should have actually inserted the Alpha. So yeah, that should be fine. That's the one that goes around. Okay. Yeah, that is fine then. Okay, so then we've already done our engine out procedures. Let's just have a look at our departure on the chart and make sure that we have it correct. Nice Côte Yazur departure Irma 7 Alpha. Irma 7 Alpha is over here. So the 7 Charlie is the one that goes over there, that the wrong one that we had first. But here we go. Flight level 130 is our initial climb, which is meeting all of these altitude constraints. And then I'll direct all the way to Irma. Okay, that looks fine. So flight level 130 is the initial climb. And with that, we are pretty much ready to go. So external power disconnect, ground control disconnect, and with that we are pretty much ready to go. So we're going to ask for our departure, and then we're going to go through the checklists. Cockpit preparation checklist: gear spins and covers removed, fuel quantity 7,360 kilos confirmed, seatbelt signs on, ADRs set to nav, barometers QNH 1014. Cockpit preparation checklist complete. Before startup checklist, parking brake set. Takeoff speeds and thrust not calculated. So let's quickly have a look at that. Runway 04 right. We are going to do a backs on takeoff today. Sync up the weights and the weather. Calculate 151, 153, 154. Flaps 2. Up 0.6 on the tunable horizontal stabilizer and flex. Temperature 47 degrees. We're going to send that to the MCDU, and there we have everything set up. Okay, so there we go. Now takeoff speeds and thrusts are calculated, windows are closed, beacon light is on. Before startup checklist complete. There they are lifting up the aircraft. We are fully ready for push and start, so we can ask the controller for push and engine start. Swiss 175 Delta, stand 46 Alpha, request push and engine start.
Swiss 175 Delta, push and start cruise facing south, QNH 1014.
Push and start approach facing south, QNH 1014, Swiss 175 Delta.
And Swiss 175 Delta, that's correct. And my apologies for early on, my PDC was not connected. I just only got your request now.
No worries, Swiss 175 Delta. Okay, yeah. So, okay, Ben.
Air France 175 Echo, je vous rappelle, prévoyez 3 à 4 minutes avant le push.
Copy 3-4 minutes.
Continue the
Air France
pushback.
75 Echo.
And on to face south, we're going to go nose left. Just make sure here off screen, south is definitely facing nose left. So nose left.
Release parking brakes.
Parking brake is released.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Will do. Nice looking aircraft. Definitely much longer than the A320. I've watched a couple of videos, and a lot of pilots actually warn that the A321 can be prone to tail strikes on rotation. So go easy on the stick. And one can definitely see why that would be the case. It is a long aircraft. So we're just going to keep that in mind on rotation, that we don't pull too hard or too far on the stick or too quickly as well, and then otherwise we're going to get a tail strike, and we don't want that. Okay, so we are pushing, so we can start the engines. Engine number 2 starts. The cockpit is exactly the same as that of the Airbus A320, of course.
Set parking brakes.
Really familiar, so nothing new to learn.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
Just stand by. Engine number 2 is still starting up. Okay.
Aboard our Airbus A321, please pay attention to illuminated signs and crew instructions, including the following safety procedures. The safety card
Okay,
found
there's
in
engine
the
number 2
cockpit
started. We're going to
contains
start
important
engine number 1
information
and
about
release the ground crew. So confirm
Cockpit
good
to ground.
start.
We have a good engine start.
the
You can
brace
disconnect.
position.
Unlocking gear.
If you hear brace, brace. There are 8 emergency
Yeah,
exits.
lowering the aircraft,
Cabin crew are now pointing out the exits nearest to you.
and we can get some of these systems ready with our radar on, ground spoilers armed, auto brake
Emergency lighting
max.
will guide you to an exit. In an emergency, leave all baggage on board. Your seatbelt is fastened, adjusted, and released as shown. Ever the seatbelt sign.
The trim is up
And we
0.6
recommend that you keep it
today,
fastened
so
all the
let's
time.
see, up
If the air
0.6
supply
is set.
fails, masks will
Tow
drop
track
from the
disconnected.
runway.
Bypass pin removed.
The mask towards you to
Good,
start the oxygen
thank you.
mask.
Engine number
Left
1
is
is
clear,
started.
right is clear.
And mouth.
So
Breathe normally.
ignition switch
Hold
back
the
to
mask
normal,
in place.
APU can
Strap.
come off as
Pull on
well,
each side to adjust.
wiggle lights can come
Put
on,
your own mask before helping others.
and then we wait for the ground crew to show us the pin, and we can ask for our taxi clearance. After start checklist, anti-ice not required, ECAM status checked,
Pull the strap to adjust.
pitch trim
Do
0.6
not inflate
up,
life jacket
set,
inside the aircraft. When outside, inflate it by pulling.
radar trim neutral.
Fails to
set.
inflate or needs topping up.
After start checklist complete, there's our ground crew walking away,
For attracting
so we are pretty much ready to taxi.
life jackets for children. Your tray table must now be stowed. Armrests down, window blinds open, and fastened. Further information regarding your safety on board can be
Swiss
found in the
175
flight
Delta,
report.
request taxi.
We hope you have a great
Swiss 175 Delta, taxi Charlie, Charlie 1 holding point runway 04 left.
Taxi to holding point 04 left via Charlie, Charlie 1, uniform Swiss 175 Delta. Okay, so taxi lights, runway 10 off lights on, and parking brakes off, and we can go. So we're going to have to hold on the Alpha 1 holding point for 04 left before we're going to get given clearance to cross that runway. But before that, we're going to get handed over to the tower on 118.
Air France 175 Echo, mise en route, repoussage approuvé face sud, QNH 10-14.
Mise en route, repoussage approuvé face au sud, QNH 1014 à France.
11870. Clear left side, clear right side.
KLM 109 Alpha, stand 53 Charlie, request startup. KLM 109 Alpha, startup approved, QNH 1014. Stop approved, QNH 1014, KLM 109 Alpha. Swiss 175 Delta, contact tower 118.7, bye bye.
Tower 118.7, Swiss 175 Delta, thank you, bye bye. Okay, clear left, clear right. Here we are now on uniform. One 118.7. Nice Tower, hello, Swiss 175 Delta.
Swiss 175 Delta, Nice Tower, bonjour, continue on uniform Alpha 1, holding point 04 left.
Continue on uniform Alpha 1 holding point for 04 left, Swiss 175 Delta. Okay, though. Flight control check. Ailerons full left, full right, neutral, elevators, full down, full up, neutral. Rudder pedals, full left, full right, neutral. Flight control check is complete. Taxi checklist, flight controls checked, flaps 2 for takeoff today, so flaps
Swiss
extended.
175 Delta from Alpha 1, cross runway 04 left, after crossing, Whiskey 3, holding point 04 right.
Cross 04 left, and then after that Whiskey 3 for 04 right, Swiss 175 Delta.
Cabin crew seats for takeoff. Hi, Captain. The cabin is now secure for takeoff.
Thank you. Okay, that was flaps 2. Radar and predictive wind shear is on. Engine mode selector is set to normal. ECA memo, takeoff no blue. Taxi checklist complete. So here we are, 04 left. Crossing an active runway, landing lights on, strobe lights on. And here we go. TCAS on as well. So then we go Whiskey and then Whiskey 3. Here is Whiskey, clear left side, clear right side. The engines are very quiet in the cockpit. I can barely hear them at all. Maybe because it's a very long aircraft and the cockpit is quite far. Whiskey 3 is the one at the very end of the runway. Line up checklist. Takeoff runway 04 right confirmed.
Swiss 175 Delta from Whiskey 3 line up runway 04 right, wind 330 degrees 5 knots, clear for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 04 right, Swiss 175 Delta. Okay, we are cleared for takeoff. Packs are staying on for today. With that, we are pretty much ready to go. Okay, started the clock and let's go. 50%. Manflex 47 SRS auto thrust blue. $80 knots. V1, rotate. Positive rate, gear up. Follow the flight director.
Nice Tour, Air France 175 Echo, holding short, Charlie 1.
Air France 175 Echo from 31 cross runway 04 left after crossing Whiskey 3 holding point 04 right.
Whiskey 3.
That was a rather quick right-hand turn on the departure there.
Swiss 175 Delta, contact approach 134475, over.
Approach on 134475, Swiss 175 Delta, thank you, bye-bye. Okay, there we go. So, hopefully we are going to get a shortcut.
109 Alpha, arriving at holding point Alpha 1. Okay,
That is a little bit sensitive on the stick.
109 Alpha, Tower, bonjour from us.
So 134475.
After crossing Whiskey 3 holding point 04 right.
cross runway 04 left.
East approach, hello, Swiss 175 Delta passing 3400.
Bonjour Swiss 175 Delta identified, climb level 170, turn right, direct Barceau.
Climb 170, direct Barceau, Swiss 175 Delta. Okay, let's see. Direct Barceau. Insert that, and then we can switch on the autopilot. Flight level 170.
Toilets are located at each end of the cabin. Remember that smoking is not permitted at any time. This includes cigarettes. In just a few moments, we will commence our in-flight service. Offering
Flaps 1, speed checked. Flaps 1.
selection available today. Full details can be found in your in-flight brochure. You can also purchase a selection of hot beverages together with drinks and snacks from the bar. We accept all major credit and debit cards. If we can be of any further assistance, just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
Flaps 0. And spoilers can get disarmed as well. And there we go. We are heading direct to Barso. Okay, there we go, passing our transition level of 6000. So altimeter set to standard, and then we can continue the climb. There's some nice scenery over here in the mountains surrounding Nice. Nothing too spectacular. But while we are climbing to 170, we can we have a flight plan discontinuity over there. Okay, we'll have a look at it later. Anyway, we can remove the fix, which were used for the engine outset, so we can remove the secondary flight plan as well. Copy active.
Bonjour, à Colibac. Swiss 175 Delta, contact Marseille 124.650, bye bye.
Marseille on 124.650, Swiss 175 Delta, thank you, bye bye.
Alpha Sierra X-ray, Golf X-ray, bonjour, identify number 1 on approach, descend level 140, report type of approach requested.
Okay, 124.650.
Can you repeat the rest, please?
Which approach would you like to perform?
Clear to Leipzig, only 2 paths left, via the Reebok 4 November departure, initial climb 7,000.
We are climbing to our cruising altitude. I think there is going to be a little bit of uncontrolled airspace potentially, but I should be fine. Maybe we're going to use that time to brush up on our approach into Zurich.
Oui, 78 Yankee, nous sommes prêts pour la mise en route et le repoussage.
The controller is speaking very fast and not very audible on my end, unfortunately.
175 Delta, contact, actually, Swiss is offline now, monitor Unicom 122, bye-bye.
Unicom 112.8, Swiss 175 Delta, thank you, bye-bye. Okay, there we go, 122.8 is where we are handed over to, because there is no ATC available at the moment. So we're going to have a little bit of a peace and quiet for a short while there. Alright, we are cruising at flight level 300, which is our cruising altitude today. We are almost at our top of descent, so it's time to start briefing for our arrival. Now I just checked on VATSIM, and all radar controllers, including the Zurich approach, are offline. So right now we only have tower and ground over there. So hopefully it's not going to get too chaotic on the arrival. Okay, so here we are looking at Zurich charts. Our arrival, we said, is let's just have a look there. We said that our arrival is Doppel to Golf. So let's see, Doppel to Golf. Is over here. So there we go, Doppel, and then Hermus, and then Gipol, and then yeah, Gipol. So at 7,000 feet. So let's have a look at that. Hermus, Gipol, and then out of that we can then see how we're going to intercept the localizer on the approach. Okay, so let's see, after Gipol, of course, we go and do the approach, which is ILS runway 28. ILS 28. Let's see. Here's ILS 28 from Gipol. We fly over the airfield and then go over then the track of 081, and then we make a tight turn to go over to Ramem, which is where we're going to find the localizer, and we're going to intercept at 5,000 feet. Okay, that looks like what we have on our plan there. So we're going to target then 7,000 feet, which is the next altitude constraint. Of course, we do have this 070 over there, but since we are on Unicom, we're just going to take a shortcut direct to Gipol actually. That makes more sense to me. And then there's our top of descent now, getting closer, so 7,000 is what we are going to insert now. So we are going to start our descent. Needs more drag. Still more drag. Okay, so while we are here, the aircraft is asking for destination data as well. So there we go. Now let's have a look at our minimum decision altitude, which is 2293. Yeah, it's going to be 2293. So 2293, and then we look at the weather. Actually, we are flying this here for the first time, so let's see if we can get the weather and the 80s. Okay, actually, yeah, let's get the weather. We can't get the 80s on here, so something that I wish that Fenix will introduce. So let's see what happens now. Then go to performance. Receive messages, weather information. Wind is variable 2 knots now. That is the speed brake. Can retract that. Okay, then we have got cavalcade conditions still. Temperature 17 degrees Celsius. 17 degrees Celsius. Just put it at the wrong spot there. QNH 1019. 1019. There we go. Transition level should still be 070. Let's look at the chart. Transition level, let's see. So 070, but let's just look at the ATIS information as well. Make sure that it is indeed the case. Transition level 070. Okay, on initial contact we have got information Sierra. Okay, that looks fine to me. We are going to overfly the airport, but I get the feeling that the profile is quite interesting here. So 2400 feet per minute, and the speed is on the lower side. That is interesting. Okay, we are going to make a turn now over Gipol, and then we are going to see the airport at our 12 o'clock, and we're going to overfly it. Now let's see, I'm going to just go on here and yeah, let's see, runway 28, we're going to input it here. We are 22 miles out. Okay, so let's have a look at the fixed info here. Let's extend the runway center line, runway 28, on a bearing of 093. There's our runway center line extended, so that should be good. Next altitude constraint is, let's see, that all looks good. The aircraft says that it's going to meet all of the constraints, so I guess we'll see about that. So 5,000 feet is what we are going to target now, because that is going to be our target altitude to intercept the glide slope. And there's the airport over there. Very nice scenery down below of Zurich. Looks really cool. Right, look at that. There is Zurich Airport down below. There are aircrafts at the moment following this very track that we are following, two of them behind one another. I assume they are on 122.8. There is one behind us as well, possibly also following this very track. So there we go, slowing down now to 250 knots. We are going to want to speed up the deceleration. So that means 10,000 feet. We are going to switch on the landing gear, landing lights, and the seatbelt sign as well. And there we go, 250 knots coming down. So we are going to want to maintain that rate of descent. Actually, we do have some other altitude constraints over here as well. We have got 6,000 feet over there, so that is fine then. The other aircraft appears to be flying away, but that is fine then. Okay. What we can do is tune to the tower frequency as well on 118.1. Hopefully they will still be online by the time we get there. Okay, there we go. Switch on the landing system. Passing our transition level, QNH 1019. And there we go. So best time now to arm the approach phase on the MCDU. Progress page, let's announce ourselves on the Unicom. There we can go flaps 1. Zurich traffic, Swiss 175 Delta is 16 miles inbound, ILS 28 Zurich traffic. Okay, there we go. That's making our final turn. And we can arm the localizer as well. There we have Lockstar. So we can switch to tower.
Cabin crew must now be seated for landing. Thank you.
Yep.
Hi, Captain. The cabin is now secure for landing.
Thank you. Zurich Tower, hello, Swiss 17 Delta. On the ILS for runway 28, we have information Sierra.
Swiss 175 Delta Zurich Tower, hello. We'll be going offline, so monitor Unicom 122.8. Goodbye.
Monitor Unicom 122.8, thank you, Swiss 175 Delta. Okay, it looks like we are closing now, so that is fine as well. So we're going to remain on Unicom. Going to arm the second autopilot here. We go full approach and then we do the approach checklist. Everything should be done on over here. Barometers are set, seatbelt sign is on, minimums are set. Auto brake, probably gonna go auto brake low, but let's just check. Let's see, weather information. What's our landing weight today? 71.6. 71.6. Actually not auto brake low. We have to go auto brake medium. Okay. So then next is engine mode selector as required. Approach checklist complete. So flaps 2. Zurich traffic Swiss 175 Delta 8 miles final ILS 28 Zurich traffic. Okay, there we go. We have flaps 2, so we can slow down some more using the landing gear. So gear down. Flaps 3. Flaps full. Okay, very good. Landing checklist. ICA memo, landing no blue. Landing checklist complete.
1000.
Ground controller is gone offline as well. So that is all good then. Zurich traffic Swiss 175 Delta on 3 mile final ILS 28 Zurich traffic. Okay, so autopilot off.
Sierra Bravo Whiskey 3 for November Tango, push start complete, taxi, the holding point, Hotel 3 via Delta and Hotel
500.
Wind is very good today.
4.
A little bit high,
300.
a little bit to the right. Correcting that. Little bit sensitive on the stick, this aircraft.
200.
Hopefully we don't float it. Let's see how that goes.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 5.
There we go. Full reverse. $80 knots. 60 knots. And we can vacate here to the left hand side. That went way better than I thought it would, because for a moment there it felt like it was going to float, even though we were still maintaining a rate of descent. Okay, so
traffic light 85 course joining ILS 28.
okay, here we go.
Traffic 8435 pushing back.
Zurich traffic Swiss 175 Delta vacated runway 28. Zurich traffic. Okay, so landing lights off. Actually, you can keep the taxi lights and the runway turn off light. We can start the APU as well, but we can switch off the beacon light. Not yet, because we are going to cross a busy runway. So flaps up, weather radar can come off as well. That is all good. Transponder, not transponder, but TCAS can remain on TARA for now until we cross that runway. Okay, so now we have to pick a gate. We are going to pick a gate somewhere where those other aircrafts are. So let's see, maybe we can pick stand Bravo 39. So then that goes on Lima and then Echo November. So Zurich traffic Swiss 175 Delta taxiing to stand Bravo 39 via Lima, cross runway 34 and then Echo and then November Zurich traffic.
Zurich traffic, Sierra Pro Whiskey 3 for November Tango, holding point Hotel 3.
Okay, so that is all good then. We can stop the clock as well, 55 minutes of flight time.
Ladies and gentlemen, the cabin crew will shortly
We can start the clock and we can do a single engine taxi after 2 minutes.
We ask that you remain seated until the fastest
Zurich traffic, Leipzig 85 Golf, short final
portable
28.
electronic devices for messaging, calls or internet access may now be used. Please make sure
So we're going to cross runway
underneath the seat and in the overhead locker.
Zurich traffic Swiss 175 Delta crossing runway 34 via Lima Zurich traffic.
May have moved during flight. Smoking is not permitted.
Clear left and right.
Designated smoking area. On behalf
And there
of
we
the captain
go.
and the crew, it has been our pleasure looking after you today. Our ground crew will help you complete your journey.
Okay, we said that we are going to go Bravo 39. Is it? Bravo 39. Let's see GSX. Bravo 39. Just show me the spot and activate. There we go. So yeah, Swissport International or Dinata. That's also fine. Handling by Dinata. Okay. So very well. Clear left side, clear right side. We can keep going.
Traffic.
Yeah, actually we can switch off the transponder now. TCAS.
Traffic easy for 35
The
taxiing to
strobe lights
runway
can come off as
32,
well.
Via India, Juliet, cross runway 28, Juliet.
Aircraft takeoff from the 5 Romeo crossing runway 28.
Okay, there we go. So we said that it's going to be Bravo 39.
Zurich traffic, Leipzig 85 Golf located runway 28.
Bravo 39 is that one coming up on the right hand side. There's no need to do a single engine taxi anymore. So 39 is over here. That is a rather long aircraft, but let's see if we can get it into this parking now.
Line up runway 32 and keep parting on 32.
So then first it looked like we were overshooting. Then we made the turn and it looked like we actually undershot it. So let's see now. Let's see. Bravo 39. Okay, here we are at our stand Bravo 39. Okay, so let's look at the checklist. After landing, weather and predictive wind shear was already turned off. Parking brake and chocks are gonna be set. Engines are gonna be set to off. So actually, let's just do that now. Flaps are all the way up. Spoilers are disarmed. APU is on. We can switch on the APU bleed, and we can switch off the engine number 2 and engine number 1. And with that, we can switch off the fuel pumps as well.
Cabin crew disarm doors.
Brakes are hot. Yeah, I get you. We are going to have the chocks in place any moment now, and then we are going to disconnect parking brakes.
Zurich traffic ED14 Delta Romeo passing Gippo for ILS.
We have got external power connected, not yet. So we have arrived.
Traffic Sierra Bravo Whiskey 3 for November Tango, lane up and wait.
So
3-2.
Parking checklist, parking brakes and chocks. Let's see, we have parking brakes set, but we have chocks in place, so we can disconnect the parking brakes. And we can switch on the brake fan to cool the brakes. Okay. Then engines are off, wing lights off. Fuel pumps off as well. Parking checklist complete, and with that we can actually deboard the passengers. Beacon lights off, seatbelt sign off as well. It looks like
Zurich traffic Sierra Bravo Whiskey 3 for November Tango.
the deboarding is no longer automatic.
Line up and take off runway 32.
Let's just reduce the volume for VPilot here, since that's no longer required. But it does look like deboarding is no longer automatic, so yeah, that should be fine then. It's just gonna go GSX and then say that request deboarding. Now obviously that is most likely not going to synchronize with this, but it's fine. We can always just reset everything. Okay, so transponder we can set 2000 for VFR now. Put it on standby as well.
Passengers deboarding starting.
Alright, welcome back to Zurich Airport, everyone.
Hold on to the handrails while walking down.
The airport appears to be quite nicer than the last time that we took off from here to Nice. This is possibly part of the new world update for Germany, probably included Switzerland as well. I'm not sure, but we have that installed. So we are going to have a look at outside in just a moment. GSX is asking us to open which doors? Cargo doors. So even those are no longer opened automatically. So let's open those. Aft cargo is open. So hopefully GSX will stop complaining now. There are the passengers deboarding, of course, but as you can see, it doesn't sync with what is on the EFB, so that is fine as well. So let's go outside and have a look at what is going on there. Is there anything else that we need to clean up here on the aircraft? Perhaps we can just read our arrival message from Swiss operations. That's just going to say that we have arrived in the arrival time, so that is fine. Alright, let's step outside and have a look at the deboarding process as well as just the scenery around Zurich. Okay, here we are. That looks quite nice. There is 2 jetways here for some reason. I'm not sure why that might be the case. But overall it looks like the scenery has improved. I'm not sure if this is has always been like this or is because of the new world update, but it surely looks good. It looks good for default scenery. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. So that was our first flight on this channel with the new Fenix Airbus A321. It is quite sensitive on the stick compared to the A320, so it tends to flare quite easily, so just watch out for that. I don't know if you probably have different sensitivity settings, of course, for your stick, but if you are coming from regularly flying the A320, then you might find that this one is a little bit too happy to respond to the controls. But in any case, the next time we're going to try out the A319 as well, so stay tuned for that. So I'm going to end the flight here today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.